very warm welcome everybody. आज एक स्पेशल गेस्ट है मेरे साथ, former Pakistan all-rounder. He's held coaching positions all around the world, played in some of the great Pakistani sides of yesteryear, and now he's a well-renowned and very famous coach, coaching Islamabad United in the PSL, and also working with Surrey in county cricket as well. The one and only Azhar Mahmood. Azhar bhai, assalamu alaikum. Very warm welcome to you.
Walaikum salam. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Azhar bhai, let's start with the PSL. Won 6 and lost 5. Mixed tournament. Bit disappointed.
Yeah, it is. It was mixed tournament. Like we played good cricket in patches, but we didn't play great cricket throughout the tournament. Like where it's most important, we lost the games in certain areas. So moving forward, we need to cover those areas, inshallah.
Azhar bhai, कौन से areas है वो? You mentioned that some areas you were found a little bit lacking. For next season, looking ahead to PSL 9, which areas do you think you need to improve upon?
I think moving forward next year, about this year, I'll get back to this year. I thought we picked the team really well. All the combination, जो है ना वो, that was good. But unfortunately, I think towards the end, Tom Curran की जो injury हुई, that's big loss for us. And then when Moeen Ali didn't come to play for us, that was a big loss because we were thinking we pick up the side, like Alex Hill was there because he was available for last 5 games. We thought, okay, in the end, we have Sterling. He played only 2 games up front, so Gurbaz was there. So we thought, okay, when Gurbaz comes in, so Sterling can sit out, and later on the half, you can get your extra all-rounder in, or maybe the middle order, like where we were struggling. So I thought, okay, that sort of area, we need to cover it up next year. So maybe, like normally Islamabad is top heavy, and the middle order bit we struggled in the last year as well. The game we lost last year as well in the middle period. We didn't have the proper finisher. Azam was good this year. Faheem Ashraf was good in this year as well. He's had a phenomenal year with us, Azam and Faheem last year and this year as well, with the ball and bat. So he was promising, yes. But unfortunately, like a top player, Asif Ali, didn't perform as well as we would like to be, and he would like to be as well. So I thought, okay, that's the area we need to see. Maybe we can have extra middle order batsmen in there rather than having top heavy. So these are the things we will cover inshallah next year, and hopefully we can come because we qualified. If you see the tournament, we qualified last year as well. We qualified this year as well. But unfortunately, those crucial games, like when it comes to knockout stages, if you lose those games and then you're out of the tournament. If you see overall, like we had the opportunity to finish in top 2. We missed that opportunity against Zalmi game. We were, I think, after 10 hours, they were 150 odd for 1, and we pulled it back. I thought bowling was exceptional. We pulled it out for 179 odd, and then we couldn't chase that down. And and then the same game again, we played the same game again in the playoffs as well against those guys. So those are the areas, like when under pressure and how you cope with under pressure and chasing those to total down. It was just sometimes it's very frustrating. One thing in coaching, like you can't go and do it for them, but the player has to do it himself. So I thought, okay, that sort of area we need to cover it up. I thought, yeah.
Azhar bhai, you mentioned about Azam Khan. Look, when he plays well, nobody's going to mention his fitness, right? When he doesn't play well, people are going to talk about his fitness. You've worked with him, you've coached him. Do you think he needs to work on his fitness to improve his cricket?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no question about that. He's a phenomenal cricketer. When he's playing well, as you mentioned, he's a wonderful striker of the cricket ball, but he needs to work on his fitness, and he realized himself as well. So he's a young kid. But like when you're playing franchise cricket and like it's up to him how he wants to involve him as a person, as a player, like whether he wants to play for Pakistan or he wants to play a franchise cricket is entirely up to him. As a coach, I would like him to see a more fitter, more agile. Uh, that's what the conversation we had with him, and he is very keen to do work on his fitness.
You mentioned about Asif Ali. As a right, sometimes he can come in and hit the ball everywhere, four, sixes, win you the game. But a lot of the time he fails. How frustrating is it to work with a cricketer like Asif Ali, who you know can do better, but very rarely performs?
Yeah, Asif Ali got a phenomenal talent, no question about that. But like it's sometimes it's for the player, it's really important, to understand, okay, it's not about four and sixes, it's about other games as well. Like uh, he didn't play the second game, I think, against Multan when we played Ibrar ahead of him. After that, he came in and performed well in two games, and then after that he lost his mojo again. It's just I think it's to do with the mental strength. Like international cricket or franchise cricket is sometimes it's not about you go and hitting the ball. If you see Asif Ali hitting the hitting the ball for an hour and a half, 2 hours every day in the practice session with different coaches, is sometimes it's not about that. It's about how, because people expect a lot from Asif Ali, and Asif Ali himself wants to do well, and we expect a lot of things from him, but he didn't produce those things. But as a player, sometimes you have to realize sometimes it's not about hitting the ball. It's like how you prepare yourself mentally, and mentally it's more sort of thing when you come to this level. It's more sort of mental. You have to be in certain space where you see, okay, I'm confident enough to go and win the game for either for Islamabad or for Pakistan, or any team you played for.
Let's talk about Shadab Khan, your captain at Islamabad United. He's the vice captain of the Pakistan white ball teams. There was some talk that maybe he might be removed as vice captain, but he's retained that position. As a captain, as a vice, which areas does he need to improve upon?
Look, as a captain, I think he's a phenomenal cricketer. Like he's 3-in-1 cricketer. Last year, he was ahead of, like in T20 format, I will say he was ahead of what situation going on because he was performing last year. This year, he just got come back from injury and he didn't perform in a certain, first couple of games. And then when you, as a player, you're under pressure and you have to perform as well and looking after the team. Sometime I've felt, in Pakistani culture and Pakistani people, when they perform well, everything works for them. When they don't perform well, and then, like you can see a lot of issues with their, if they are captain or if they're thinking about those things more often than not, कि जो जिस वक्त ये ऐसी चीज होती है तो वो अपना जो है ना उनकी सोच जो है वो maybe thinking about his bowling, his batting more than rather than on the field what's going on. So sometimes it's a fine line, but he's a young cricketer, like he got a excellent attitude. Attitude is there, all the attributes he has with him. So he's a phenomenal cricketer, but it's a learning for him as well.
Azhar, you were a former Pakistan all-rounder. You know about all-round abilities and what's required to be a top all-rounder. You played alongside Abdul Razak, Wasim Akram, and yourself, three excellent all-rounders. Faheem Ashraf is somebody who will bat well for a few games, he'll bowl well for a few games, but the more consistency in a performance as an all-rounder, as a right, to get to that next level, what does he need to do?
He needs to play more. To be honest, like just now he just got into the side and he played one game and then he was because of the combination or because of whatever he was dropped or like want to bring another all-rounder, spinning all-rounder on those conditions. So, like it's very difficult, like when you perform and done so well and get your place back in the side, and then you play one game and then you out again, and then suddenly it's a self-doubt on your own ability when people talk about that. And if sometimes it's very difficult if you see all the top players, all-rounder, if you see they keep playing, they're not worried about their place in that side. So that's one thing I think with Faheem Ashraf. I think if he played regularly and he showed over and over again, he's one of the best all-rounder in Pakistan and for Islamabad especially, and international level, okay, how many balls he plays and what sort of condition and situation he have when he's bowling or batting. So you need to understand people see, like if he's faced six ball and then people say, oh, he got out. So you need to understand, how many balls he played, what impact he has on the game as well. It's not about having 50s or getting 5 wickets, like it's sometimes it's a one good over at a certain time which can win your game. And or maybe a couple of boundaries here and there can win you game. So it's like you need to see it. It's not about, like, okay, if you have a 50 or if you have 3 wickets, then you have the impact on the game. So I think it's really important to people to understand, okay, so what impact he has or what opportunity he has at that time. So it's really important to understand that as well. So keep giving him chances, like at least, like 5 to 7 to 8 games in a row where you can see, he had a proper chance, and then you can judge someone performance. You can't judge someone performance on, 1 hour or maybe six ball towards the end, when you needed 20 or 18 runs an hour.
That's why you've coached Pakistan as the bowling coach. The Mickey Arthur situation now. Obviously, he's got his contract with Derbyshire. He wants to carry on doing that and then also be the head coach for Pakistan. He'll miss some series as well. Don't the players need the head coach with them all the time, or can Mickey Arthur, thousands of miles away, still perform that role? As a player, what do you think, as a
I think it's important to coach to be stay with the team all the time. And like I understand what situation Mickey is right now because वो हमें भी पता है कि 3 साल का उसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है डर्बी के साथ एंड जो सिचुएशन पाकिस्तान की है you never know, the government changes, the board will change and everything happens, so there's no certainty in uncertainty in Pakistan cricket as well. So people will see, like they don't want to uh, lose that hope when you have already have a certain job, and that's I think that's why he is doing that. But I don't know how it's going to work with Pakistan, but if cricket board is happy to do that, so it's fine.
but
That's their decision.
from a player's perspective, as a way, you want your coach around you, whether it's Asia Cup or World Cup or a series against New Zealand. It's better if the head coach is around.
नहीं नहीं बिल्कुल डेफिनेटली हेड कोच का साथ में होना बहुत जरूरी है एंड देन आई डोंट नो कि हाउ इज गोना वर्क. I just heard the rumors, he had his coaching team around him, they're gonna report to him, and they have certain coaches, working with the players. So I don't know how this is gonna work eventually, but like if you have the proper coaches there, because if he is like a director or overlook things, then it's fine. Then it's fine. Then it can work. But not having around with the teams and come in for the certain time. But he knows the player really well, so he can have a one-to-one chat with them on Zoom or something like that. So it might work, it might not. I don't know. I can't answer that question at the moment. Like time will tell us.
And there's a way Morley Morkel is rumoured to be the next bowling coach. Obviously, Umar Gul's doing the job for the New Zealand series. Did you not fancy going back working for Pakistan cricket?
What do you want me to say?
I just want you to give an honest answer, as a way.
No, like I've been approached, to be honest, recently. I've been approached to do the job for Pakistan. So I said yes, but then they went with someone else. So that's pretty fine with me. No question about that because I got my own commitments. Like I have full commitment with Surrey right now because I'm coaching Surrey. I'm coaching Oval Invincible. I'm coaching ILT, Desert Vipers, then Islamabad. So I'm full on. Like 11th month of the year. I'm busy. Like so if anything come my way, it has to be worthwhile. Like a proper contract or something like that. They asked me to do this Afghanistan series, and this series they approached me, but like for my commitment, and I said I can do that Afghanistan series, but in the end, like they went with someone else, so which is fine.
Looks like they're asking a lot of people. Umar Gul, Morne Morkel, yourself, Yasser Arafat. I think there's only myself who wasn't being asked.
I don't know what, but for that series, Afghanistan series, because there was rumors, like I refused it, but I didn't refuse it because they asked me for those two series, and they called me and they said, "Oh, we would like you to have these two series as head coach of Pakistan cricket." So I said, my commitment is with Surrey, so let me find out with Surrey. I'm not sure they will allow me to do the New Zealand series, but I can do this series. So they said, okay, you have to do one series, that's fine. We need someone. And then in the end, like they went with someone else, so which is absolutely fine. Like they find someone. Um, to do that both series, and there were no long-term plans. There was short-term series by series thing. So for me, because I got my own commitment, and as you know, I'm still with Surrey, and season is already started. So because Surrey allowed me to go and work in franchise cricket in January till March, so 3 months I'm away from them. I'm working with them till the end of season, including 100 balls, and then I'm working with them in November, December as well. So, like I'm pretty busy as well. So because they asked me the same thing, I said I'm in the same boat as Mickey Arthur. So it's up to you guys how you're gonna take it. Because I heard the rumors because I refused that, but I'm telling you, you asked me the question, so I didn't refuse that. I said first they said two series or one series. You need to do one. I said I can do the one, but I never said no to them.
And as a way, Pakistan cricket is famous for fast bowlers. You've played alongside many fast bowlers. Probably at the PSL, you weren't that pleased to see Ihsanullah, but I bet you're delighted to see Ihsanullah sign for Oval Invincibles, one of the franchise teams that you're working with.
No, he is a phenomenal talent, no question about that. This is a guy uh, uh, can play for Pakistan long time for Pakistan in next 10 years for Pakistan because he has all the attributes. Like he got good pace, he understand the game well, bowl good Yorkers, and high pace. The quality of him, bringing the ball back to the right handers. That's a really good quality to have as a fast bowler, and he's tall as well. So I think I'm very excited and looking forward to working with him for Oval Invincible. So he's a phenomenal talent. And, like that's the thing with Pakistan, we got so many fast bowlers coming in and going, and then you won't find them after 2 years. Like this is the guy, can be one of the best bowler for Pakistan
And
in
finally, as a way, people
future.
will know that you're working with Surrey this season, Oval Invincibles, as I've mentioned. How exciting is it to be working in county cricket and obviously, broadening your experience as a coach?
No, county cricket, like Surrey is, like I always said, I live in Surrey. Surrey is my second home. So working with Surrey, working with working in England, is good thing. I can go back, like I'm away from home for 4 days, and after 4 days, I can go and see my family and kids. This is like a bonus for me. So working in my environment, like which the club I love playing for, and now I love coaching for this club. Last year me and Betty joined the club, and we were champion of of first class cricket. Like Division 1. So yes, hopefully we can win this year again. It's just a start, but like winning back to back is a goal for us this year. And it will be a long season, but like we are working hard, and the team is in a good spirit right now. So hopefully we can achieve that goal again.
Azhar bhai, really appreciate your time. You've always been a fantastic ambassador for Pakistan cricket, wherever you've worked, whatever you've done. So keep that up, and all the best to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thank you.